broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Nutrition. Glad you could do it. We're glad to be here. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. We started a new week, and out of the blocks, I got more things in front of me to talk about than I have sense. So we'll get to what we can get to. Have a guest at the bottom of the hour. I remind you that in the second hour at the bottom of the hour, we now do the health question of the day. We do it earlier. Give people more of an opportunity to participate and call in, because I like talking to you. We love it when you call. And a couple of, there are some stories trending, but there are two things I wanted to share with you, talk about a little bit. Both deal with cable TV and what I saw. There's a show called Extreme Weight Loss. I guess it's a variation of Biggest Loser. And I watched deliberately, intentionally, because I wanted to see what was going on, at least 2 episodes. And I have some reaction to what I saw. And then I watched a documentary by design, an HBO documentary entitled I Love You Now Die.
I watched that.
Oh, you did?
I did watch that. That's with the girl who...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm glad you did, because then be careful. Now that you said that, now you're in the queue.
I'm glad you watched it, because I've been wanting to talk about it.
Okay. I bring it up because it has something to do with mental health. It has something to do with social media. It has something to do with young people. It has something to do with relationship. I mean, it goes on and on. It's a very complicated case. It's a documentary. We'll give you a thumbnail sketch of it, and then we can talk about it. So I'm going to talk about those two things. And then I have in my midst, it looks like a press release. You guys, Katie and Gary, need to check my work. The Burger King, all 7,200 stores across the country are now this week it's supposed to start serving up the Impossible Whopper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Burger King's Impossible Whopper goes nationwide starting next week.
Some locations have already started, right?
Some have, yeah. St. Louis area.
Well, let's be careful what we say. What I have in my hand says August 1st. That's a press release.
Yeah, and I got one from saying August 8th.
I think it was like L.A. and New York City started. I think there was like the big cities started doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really went anywhere else. I think it was more like their test trial to see how it was going to do before they launched it.
They launched it back in April in a couple of cities.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it's great.
St. Louis. Well, I picked this up last week. This was August 1st. And I was driving by Burger King, and I was tempted to drive in and see if they had it. I would have ordered it.
You had one out in California at Red Robin. We went to Red Robin. That's what you ate, was that Impossible Burger.
He's like, did I?
Remember?
Did I eat that?
Yeah.
No, you sure it wasn't buffalo meat?
No,
Ooh,
we
that's
got
good.
That was the Impossible Burger.
Okay. Well,
I keep checking the signs in the windows because I'm really intrigued by it too. I've never had one ever, so
me
I really
either.
want to try one.
He says I have. I don't have any recollection of it. I
Must
mean,
not have been that memorable.
it
if
must
you
have been.
did.
It's like somebody drinking a bottle of gin. I did what? I don't remember that.
Which is a story coming up later.
I didn't drink a bottle of gin.
Or did
So
you?
they're expecting sales to jump up. Now, we'll have to scrutinize this burger, do a nutritional analysis of this burger for sure. We've talked about it before. So it's to launch in over 7,000 Burger King stores across the country. This should be interesting. They have an item now that is really different from all the other chains.
Yeah.
This sets them apart. So we'll see. I'll raise that. And
Now, I have a question.
Mm.
Are they going to be cooking the burgers on the same grill as the burgers?
I don't know.
I would really like to know that. I thought about that the other day, and I was like,
No, that's Katie. That's great. Don't they, when they at Burger King, it's not a flat grill, isn't it? It rotates and they put it on a screen and it goes through like an oven or
Yeah, it's a
something.
conveyor belt. Yeah.
Right? They don't have a flat grill.
No.
because if you're cooking my non-meat burger in burger juice, then
Then what?
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you're
Kind of irrelevant.
you're going backwards.
Good thought. All right. See, that's why they're around here. You may have a thought or two about the impossible whatever. You can call and on anything else that I talk about, or you can change the topic and talk about what you want to talk about. Here's how you can do that.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Don't forget Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko at letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us, and share us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to that YouTube channel with over 71,000 views now, 1,200 videos, and everything is up there by title. I want to talk about that binge drinking article you sent.
About the
Yeah.
older people.
Yes.
Oh, you want to talk about that story? Okay. We're often concerned about young people consuming too much alcohol and involved in binge drinking. And it may be that we have our target on the wrong audience. It turns out that 1 in 10 older adults is engaging in heavy drinking. This is older means it's operationalized. The operational definition is 65 years of age and older. And one of the last things you want to be doing at 65 and older is binge drinking.
You would think.
You would think, right?
Right?
So you have to. We can get into that. We can get into this story, and we will. But this sort of begs a question: what's going on? Why is it that more older adults are binge drinking? Just keep that off to the side for a second. Excessive alcohol consumption at any age is not a good idea. We all know that. My God, I'm insulting people to even say that. But this new study that was published last week, maybe a week before, 1 in 10 older adults is considered a binge drinker. Dr. Benjamin Hahn, the lead author of the study, said binge drinking, even episodically or infrequently, he said, may negatively affect other health conditions by exacerbating disease, interacting with prescribed medications, and complicating disease management, close quote. When you look at the older population, they take medications.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the average number of medications 65 and older are taking. It's more than 3. I don't know what the average number is. They probably have some organ system that they're having issues with, cardiovascular, digestive, central nervous system. Who knows? They meet all of these conditions, and taking medications. They're probably not in the greatest of shape. many of them, and now they're binge drinking. They're unhealthy. They got a disease process in play, and they're binge drinking.
14 prescriptions per year.
Okay, there you go. So, alcohol, and moreover, the elderly are at risk for falls anyway because of osteoporosis and their muscle mass is decreasing and whatnot. Now you're drinking. Now you've enhanced. By the way, Mitch McConnell fell down, broke his shoulder.
Really?
Yeah, that's I threw that in. Falling down to make my point. So Dr. Hahn said that the consequences in recovery from a fall are much more serious of an 81-year-old than a 21-year-old, especially an 81-year-old who's binge drinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. It's me, your immune system. I'm always hard at work. Clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off VDC's already discounted prices. VDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with VDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
1 in 10 older adults, 65 years of age and older, is now engaged in the practice of binge drinking. This article appears in the story, appears in the study, is out there. You can get your mitts on it, not hard to find. In the New York Times, they were interviewing people, and one expert said that he believed the reason for this is that these 65 years of age and older adults come from the baby boomer generation, and that baby boomers were more inclined, or are more inclined, have been more inclined to engage or experiment with drugs and alcohol. I don't know if I buy that 100%. I'm not sure about that. I wonder if there's something else going on here. Is there something about this cohort and what they're experiencing as older adults that's pushing them to drink? Yeah, they may have a propensity to experiment, but they do that just out of the blue. I don't think so. At least maybe part of that is true, but something else is going on, and they need to explore that more. This cohort is experiencing stress. Is it financial? What's happening here? I believe we might hear more about this as time goes on. I'll follow it. Show on TV, on cable, called Extreme Weight Loss. I watched 2 episodes of it intentionally. One episode was a nurse. She weighed well over 200, 248, something like that. And she lost, I don't know how much weight, well over 100 pounds. And then there was and then some of her cohort colleagues at the hospital got on the bandwagon, and a bunch of them lost weight. And I saw another episode of this young woman who really was in a lot of trouble, lost a lot of weight, and just transformed herself. I was struck by the show has appeal because it shows success, and it shows people dealing with a very difficult problem. And when you sit there, these people have a trainer, this fella, who's the host of the show.
Okay.
And he is very good. He's sincere. He comes across, he's very good. He's good for TV. He's good for them. He genuinely cares, it seems to me. Nobody could fake it, what I saw. He's a caring. He seems to know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
My God, but he's with these people. He's supporting them. My point is that they would have never been able to accomplish this without this program.
Okay.
Right? But things are not what they seem. What they don't tell you on that show, and I will tell you, and I am writing about it, and you will read about it, is that there is now a body of science that says that they did a study, for example, on The Biggest Loser. They got a group of them. It was like a dozen or more, and they followed up on them. All of them regained the weight. And what these researchers are finding is that when you lose all of this weight, that there is some what they call a persistent metabolic adaptation. Unfortunately, that adaptation doesn't serve us well. You want to know what the adaptation is? Your metabolic rate slows down after you lose all of that weight in that way. It slows down, and when it slows down, what does that mean? That means that you are not burning the calories efficiently, and that you are going to gain weight. And that's what they're finding, that there is a consequence. Remember, Dr. Lyme was on this show.
Yes.
And he said there's a set point. Some of these people were 250, 275 pounds. That's their set point. The body wants to go back to that weight. It thinks that that's where it should be. The consequences of being overweight and obese are not transitory. They are not episodic. They are long-term. And we're still learning what the long-term consequences are. You have to lose the weight, no doubt. But people have to be told that after you lose the weight, what to expect. It's sort of like, I'm trying to think of an analogy here. It's not just the losing of the weight. It's what happens after you lose the weight. It's a 2 or 3 part process. Realization and acceptance, taking the action to then losing the weight, and then keeping the weight off. And that last part is a lifelong, forever, as long as you breathe, your heart pumps, effort. It will never stop because you will become at risk. These stories are heart-wrenching, and the show is very effective. And I congratulate those women and those men on that show, and the young man who hosts it. I mean, it's TV, I get it, but they're trying to do a good thing. I don't know, was there some exploitation of these people? You could probably raise that issue. Does it mislead? Probably a little. Can it motivate people? Most likely. So I see some good and I see some negative with it. I love you. Now die.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempenol, the only raw CO2 hemp. Place your order. To find out where to find Hempenol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregonol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Your shot at a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000 spending cash now. Text the nationwide keyword credit to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's credit to 200-200.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
A man who survived a mass shooting in Orlando is sickened by reports of more mass violence. Brandon Wolf survived the Pulse nightclub shooting 3 years ago. He tells Fox 35 it's painful and vile that we live in this kind of society. A reminder from the Florida Department of Health that vaccination is the best defense against the hepatitis A virus. Alex Shaw with the agency says the public health emergency declared last week was meant to increase awareness.
The people who have a greater chance of getting it, people like, for example, that are experiencing homelessness, people that are using drugs.
That includes people with chronic liver disease. A boy is dead after a drowning at a water park in Volusia County. A lifeguard pulled the unresponsive 5-year-old from the water on Saturday at Daytona Lagoon's wave pool. He was taken to the hospital where he died. With Florida's news, I'm Chris Trankman.
We're back on the northbound side of the Suncoast Parkway, just north of County Line Road. This in Hernando County, right around mile marker 37. A crash blocks all lanes at the moment, so expect delays. Also a crash on northbound US 301 being cleared near Riverview Drive, and one on MLK about midway between Falkenberg and US 301. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm Abrahamson Utica Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton.
If the recent data breach has exposed your personal info, don't wait for your ID to potentially be stolen. Get help now. LifeLock with Norton helps protect your identity and devices. Join at lifelock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
Pros like you do it right to find the best deals on what you need to update or maintain your properties. Lowe's is here to help with everyday savings and more throughout the store. Stop in today and get Project Source blinds and shades starting at just $5.28. Find the right sizes and styles and in the quantities you need. Plus, save up to 40% off select kitchen and bath fixtures, including vanities, starting at just $129. Whatever you need for this job and everyone after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 8/11 U.S. only.
Napa know-how. At Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers, get a $25 prepaid Visa card when you get any Napa Automotive battery. It's the best deal for some of the best batteries from some of the best car people around. But we might be a little partial. Anywho, pick up any Napa Automotive battery and save $25. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers while supplies last. Offer ends 8/31/19. From the 1250 WHNZ Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, partly cloudy with a 40% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. High 90. Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy with a low 79. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, a 40% rain chance with a high 89. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton.
If the recent data breach has exposed your personal information, don't wait to get help. In case the info is used to steal your identity, get LifeLock with Norton and help protect your identity and devices. Join at lifelock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
Mark Levin is now on 1250 WHNZ.
The president is standing up to the growing anti-Semitism in the Democrat Party, the growing anti-Americanism in the Democrat Party. You may not agree with everything he says, but he's trying to stand up to it. Unlike the New York Times in the 1930s, which refused to make a big issue with the extermination of the European Jews.
Hear Mark Levin, weeknights at 7 on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
I Love You Now, Doc. On HBO, I raise it on this show because it is a health issue. Some may not see it that way. They see it as a crime. There was a young man, not a boy. His name was Conrad Roy III. He was 18 years old, and Conrad fatally poisoned himself by inhaling carbon monoxide that he hooked up. He hooked up the exhaust. He had one of those little miniature engines. We call them compressor, and rigged the car up. Drove into a Kmart parking lot and took his life. Now, Conrad had a history of suicide attempts. He was a wonderful young man. Did a lot of video, not a lot, but he did some videos. You'll see that in the doc. I don't want to give it away. It turns out that he ends up having a relationship with another teenager whose name is Michelle Carter. They met, I believe, only 5 times. He lived in one town, she lived in another. Their relationship was a internet, social media, texting type of relationship. And the documentary gets to a number of issues. I mean, there's certainly the legal issue of whether or not Michelle Carter encouraged this young boy to commit suicide. The film is complicated. The psychiatrist who testifies for the defense makes an interesting and compelling argument. I want to talk more about this without giving it away because I don't want to be a spoiler here. There's a sort of a knee-jerk reaction to want to say that Michelle Carter, they claim that she was responsible for the young boy's death because she encouraged him. And they had thousands of text messages back and forth, literally thousands between them. And when you sit there, you have to watch, when you watch it, your attitude about her at the beginning and your attitude about her at the end, at least for me, was very different.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And she's not a, how can I put it, a very sympathetic looking defendant. Notwithstanding, and you can't let that get in the way. And what she's, what she encouraged.
It's hard not to give it away.
It's hard not to give it away. They claim that she encouraged him. When you see the text messages, you would jump to that conclusion in a heartbeat. All I would ask you to do is pay attention to the psychiatrist's testimony. Both of those youngsters were on heavy medication. These medications are bizarre. She has an eating disorder on top of it. He has a history of committing suicide, trying to commit suicide attempts, being taken to the hospital. Comes from a divorce, a broken family. There was violence in that family and the divorce. I mean, so many layers of complexity here.
A lot of factors.
A lot of factors. It's worth watching. I'll wait before I comment on this in detail. My view is probably one that is more sympathetic to both those youngsters. Some are critical of Conrad because he took his life, and others are critical of Michelle Carter because she encouraged him. But things are not what they seem. That's all I'll say. And just pay attention to the psychiatrist's testimony and how he puts it together. And it took a lot of insight on his part to do this. And it's a mental health issue. Young people, I said this the other day, social media was to connect people. Social media was to create an environment where people could connect and identify with one another and whatnot and be together. In many ways, it has separated people. It has created a vacuum and has isolated people. That is one of the greatest contradictions of social media. And we're still trying to figure out, this is a living experiment, social media. We're living it. Yeah, I would encourage you all to watch this film. It is a study in contemporary society, young people, and Katie and I have a little bit different point of view about this. I find it interesting that you would think she would have my view and I would have her view.
I am surprised by that. When you said you had a different view than me, it really did surprise me. But I think that's good. We saw it from two different perspectives.
Yes, it is. And given my stage of life and where I'm at, you would think that I would line up to do what? Have Michelle Carter put to death.
Now, did you know about the case before you watched this?
No,
I think that
I didn't know a thing about it.
I think that's another reason that I feel the way I do towards it, because I did, and I already had so much dislike towards her before the documentary came out. So it's hard. But the documentary did change my mindset on it.
Yeah. It's worth watching. I encourage it. Dominique Ostrander, and I can't wait to talk about it. I want to wait until give people a chance to watch. Dominique Ostrander is our guest today, and she didn't come here to talk about, clearly, she didn't come here to talk about suicide and teenage suicide. This is a big issue on social media. These youngsters, people forget that teenagers are still in development. Their brain is still in development. And these youngsters were on heavy medications. And the complexity of it, one layer on top of another, how things can happen, it's just astonishing to me. But again, Dominique didn't come to talk about that. Dominique, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on. I'm glad you could tune us in and be here.
Thank you, Dr. Garko. Actually, I will tell you this. So when...
Did you see the film? Have you seen the documentary?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, it's called I Love You, Now Die.
And that's on Netflix?
It's on HBO. It's an HBO documentary.
HBO. Okay, well, I'll have to watch it. We have HBO. But I was going to say that when my daughter was in high school, and I always had her passwords to Facebook and all her other social media, and so I would, for lack of a better description, sort of stalk her and see what she was up to and see what was going on.
You were being a parent.
I was being a parent, absolutely, and there was postings at 2 different times when she was in high school.
Hold your thought. Hold your thought. We'll come back. We'll get to it. Hold on. We'll be right back. LTN, Coast to Coast Incorporated.
Greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right.
Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health. The kit provides foundational support for all 3 of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from Higher Thoughts to enhance brain performance, Mental Sunshine for healthy mood balance, Serene Mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or The Best Sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dominique Ostrander from Jarrow Formulas is our guest today, and first, I want to go on record and just publicly thank you. You entertain my questions. You come on here to talk about X, Y, or Z, and I go to the front of the alphabet to talk about A, B, and C. And you always afford the opportunity to explore these issues because you and the people at Jarrow Formulas are interested in the audience and their health, no matter what. You're not here just to sell supplements. Anybody can do that. We're here to educate and empower people. So thank you and I thank Jarrow for allowing you to take the time to entertain these important issues. So you were talking about your daughter and you were monitoring her social media while she was in high school. Pick it up.
Right, exactly. And so there were 2 different instances where there was a posting from another kid in her high school about committing suicide. And I told my daughter, I was like, immediately, I have to call their parents. I have to, because I don't know if they're looking at their kids' social media like I did with my daughter, and I would hate for something to happen. And
she didn't want you to. She didn't want you to do it.
No, she said, "Mom, go ahead."
Mm.
She was actually in favor of it.
Wow.
And I did. So at 2 different times, I actually reached out to parents and said, "I don't know if you're reading, Johnny's."
What was their response to you?
Thank you so much for letting me know.
They didn't get offended or told you to mind your own business or hang up the phone?
No, not at all. Both times, both moms were very grateful that I let them know that they were not reading their kids' social media.
I highly recommend this documentary, I Love You Now Die, for a lot of reasons, Dominique. I think it's an insight into modern society, into young people, into adults, into the court system, into society generally, and where we are. And I told Katie during the break, I went and chatted with her in her studio, and I said, I reminded her, I said, I do think this is a social experiment. Katie's a millennial, and I advocated for her to be on the show because she was younger, a younger person. Well, compared to me, and then of course compared to Gary. Even Gary's a youngster compared to me, but I wanted somebody with her point of view, a younger person's point of view. It's not she's a kid. She's an adult. She's a grown woman, in her mid to late 20s, and she has an interesting point of view. I find it curious that my attitude about Michelle Carter in this film is one that I thought she would adopt, and I would adopt her view. But it's my disposition to, I don't know, maybe I fall prey to the frailties of being a human being and understand how things can go awry. I don't know how you feel as a parent. Your daughter is now grown. She's a lovely young woman.
Thank you.
Do you think that social media complicated her life or made it better as she was growing up?
Oh my gosh, complicated, emphatically complicated.
I don't know. This is a living experiment. I don't know where it's going to end up.
I don't think it's in a good place, honestly. I don't think it's and I think more probably now from Instagram, and I'm sure Katie will agree with me, not my Katie, but your producer Katie, that
her daughter's name's Katie too.
Instagram is the devil's playground. As much as it's great, I think that.
Why do you say that? Why is it the devil's playground?
Because I think it's it's perpetuating images of young women and women in general, and even men for young boys.
It's the whole Instagram model.
You should look. Yes, Instagram particularly, and I don't think about it in terms of Facebook or Snapchat or anything like that. It's Instagram in particular.
I agree.
And I think that it's creating a monster as far as just an epidemic. There was an epidemic of low self-esteem before all this, and I think a lot of that has to do with false accomplishments, that young people are not accomplishing really a whole lot, and so that there's this hubris as far as their accomplishments go, because it's not like a true accomplishment. It's like these fake accomplishments. And anyway, and I just think social media is part of this. And this YouTube phenomenon where everybody wants to be a YouTuber or a blogger. Nobody wants to be a doctor anymore, or, I don't know.
What concerns me is people don't want to talk to each other face to face. That's what concerns me. I'm old school, but that old school is a school that's all that the courses, the classes in that school are always in session.
Exactly.
Katie, you heard Dominique's. She described Instagram as the devil's playground. How do you see? It's all about images on Instagram, right?
It is, and there's
not texting, but
just pictures.
Pictures.
Yep. I mean, you could put a little caption, but you don't talk back and forth with each other really, unless it's like a comment underneath a picture.
Yeah,
you call it Instagram models. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Instagram is about me. I'm better than you. Me.
That's what I'm saying. So it's feeding this narcissism, this self-obsessed society. And so what it does when it comes around to actually accomplishing anything or doing something meaningful and worthwhile, it's not an actual accomplishment. It's part of that.
I understand what you meant.
Of hubris.
I understand. Well, what's one of the 7 deadly sins? Was it pride?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll have to look. I forget that list. I see where you're headed with that. Well, this is a health talk show. This is about the mental health of young people. It's about the mental health of adults that are on social media.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, this isn't just for millennials or teenagers or, this is for the 50-year-olds also. This isn't isolated to a younger generation.
Yeah, just talking about yourself doesn't mean that necessarily you have contributed to society. if that's what you were trying to say.
Really?
87.
I'm not the center of the universe?
Really? The stars do not, and the earth do not, the solar system do not revolve around me.
Listen, people on Instagram actually think that, though.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about with the self-obsessed. And when you're that self-obsessed, see, that's the difference.
Well,
and I found this study.
Go ahead.
Well, it was actually a very interesting study that it was actually from Jessica. Her name was Jessica Tracy. She's a professor of psychology at the University of British Columbia.
Hold your thought. Hold your thought. You're not going to be able to squeeze it in. We're running out of content here. We'll pick it up at the top of the hour. So its message is, if society won't confirm me, I'll confirm myself. Oh boy. Are you tired of being tired? So was Amanda until she tried Floradix Iron and Herbs. You can probably relate.
Cleansing, a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The Rays play on Tampa Bay Sports Radio, WDAE. To the wall, let's go! Catch every pitch of Rays baseball in Pasco on 96.7 FM and all over Tampa Bay on 620 AM. Rays up.
Now, this week's top TV streams.
Here's what you've been watching on TV this week. First up, it's the latest episode of TNT's drama Animal Kingdom, kicking things off at number 5. All aboard the mega yacht on Bravo's Below Deck Mediterranean, which takes 4th place again this week. Holding on to the number 3 spot is MTV's The Hills New Beginnings. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is approaching the end of season 9 on Bravo and remains in 2nd place. And finally, all eyes are on Hannah Brown as she continues to find the perfect man on ABC's The Bachelorette. Once again, your number 1 TV stream.
That's this week's top TV streams on iHeartRadio.
1250 wins WHNZ.
1250 wins WHNZ, Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Bill Rakoff. President Trump is expected to speak at any moment now regarding this weekend's gun attacks in Texas and Ohio that claimed a combined 29 lives. El Paso Mayor Dean Margot said on CBS this morning he doesn't know what the president could say to heal the nation.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not sure there are words out there right now, given what we've gone through and what Dayton has been going through. I wish I knew.
CBS's Stephen Portnoy is at the White House.
On Twitter, the president says it's time for both parties to get behind strong background checks, suggesting such a measure might be part of a broader package that also includes immigration reform. In another tweet, he said the news media has, quote, contributed greatly to the anger and rage in the country. His own aides push back on the notion that the president's rhetoric helped fuel the El Paso shooting. Mr. Trump has repeatedly referred to illegal immigration as an invasion.
Investigators in El Paso say the suspect in the Walmart shooting is cooperating, and they are investigating a hate-filled manifesto posted online shortly before the attack that targeted Hispanics coming into the U.S. In Dayton, meanwhile, the gunman in that attack there was killed by police. They are now investigating his background, as CBS's Mola Lenghi reports.
He has been described by some who know him back as far as high school, as unstable, as extremely aggressive in the time that they knew him in high school. We know about this hit list that was created while he was in high school.
President Vladimir Putin is warning that Russia will be forced to start developing short and intermediate range land-based nuclear missiles if the United States started doing so after the demise of the landmark Intermediate Nuclear Arms Control Treaty, INF for short. Putin is urging the U.S. to come back to the negotiating table. More violence in Hong Kong today, as protesters there called a general strike. It snarled the rush hour by blocking train and platform doors to prevent trains from leaving stations. There are reports of injuries and dozens of people being arrested. Congressman Kenny Marchant is announcing that he's going to retire from the House of Representatives at the end of the term. This makes him the fourth Republican from Texas to make the same announcement in the past 2 weeks. Not a great start to the week on Wall Street. Markets taking a steep dive at the opening of today's session after a sell-off in overseas markets. This is market analyst Larry Swedroe.
The market has been concerned, and rightly so, about the impact of tariffs, and therefore it's tempting to want to trade down.
At the top of the hour, the Dow was down 507 points, the S&P off 55. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
Recovering from the disabling effects of a stroke is challenging. Pisces 3 is a clinical research study to determine if a study drug, made from stem cells, will help improve function in people aged 35 to 75 who have limited movement in their arms and or legs up to 11 months after having an ischemic stroke. Qualified patients will receive all study-related care at no cost, and compensation will be provided for travel. If you or a loved one qualifies, call 1-855-821-4809 or visit Pisces3.org.
Let's Talk Nutrition is streaming on your Amazon Echo device. Just say, Alexa, play 1250 WHNZ from iHeartRadio.
All the good stuff. Yeah. Rufio keeps you on top of pop culture.
Ed Sheeran has revealed that his first cat, Graham, has passed away. The Shape of You singer shared a photo of Graham as a kitten next to his guitar on Instagram Thursday. He captioned the photo with a broken heart emoji. Graham was rescued by Ed and was looked after by his manager and his partner while he was on tour. His manager's partner revealed that the cat was hit by a car and died.
All right, and that's What's Poppin'.
I'm Rufio on iHeartRadio.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Auto Loans Traffic Center.
There's a crash reported southbound on I-75 on Dr. King Jr. Boulevard. Also a wreck in the left lane westbound on State Road 60 at Kings Avenue in Brandon. There's slow traffic southbound on 275 into Bush Boulevard. Northbound 275 is looking slow from Kennedy to West Shore. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton.
If the recent data breach has exposed your personal info, don't wait for your ID to potentially be stolen. Get help now. LifeLock with Norton helps protect your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you just tuned in, thank you for joining in. And if you came over from the second hour, as I said, welcome back, or from the first hour. And I remind you, at the bottom of the hour, I will have the LTN health question of the day. Dominique Ostrander is my guest today, and thank her again for spending a little time talking about some of these issues that she doesn't necessarily come on to the show to talk about, but I implicate her, and Jaro allows her the time to, because at the end of the day, companies such as Jaro are interested, they're a business, they need to make money. But they're not going to succeed at that if the consumer believes that that's all they're interested in. These companies have to demonstrate and prove and show that they're concerned about the consumer. And they show that by producing quality products and doing the right thing when nobody's looking. And there are thousands, if not tens of thousands, of companies out there now in the natural product space. And most of them will come and go. And the ones that sponsor this show are perennially there, year in, they're always there. They're always there. They always show up. They're always in the playoffs, or they'll win this. In other words, these are companies that win, and they win. By winning, I mean they do things in the spirit of doing right by the consumer. And that's why I like Jaro Formulas a lot, and Jaro Rogavan. Passionate guy. He's been doing this for decades. I don't know how he maintains his enthusiasm, but he does. And it's infectious, and he influences the tone and tenor of the entire organization, the company. Dominique Ostrander works for Jaro, and she works in Jaro Rogavan and in the company Jaro Formulas. Dominique, welcome back. You wanted to talk about, I know what you wanted to talk about. I got your email, but please share with the audience what's on your mind.
So regarding what we were talking about before we went to break, about the sort of self-obsessed Instagram based on this documentary and just what's happening to social media and the minds of younger generations, I came across this article, and it was that we all know someone who walks that fine line between feeling good about themselves and then being the grand marshal of the Aren't I Awesome parade. So if you're wondering what healthy self-esteem is, or if you've tipped over into the narcissistic territory, how to actually differentiate. And so Dr. Jessica Tracy, she's a professor of psychology at the University of British Columbia, she actually spent a lot of her career researching pride, and she found a link between the course of several studies. So she says, feelings of authentic pride are related to having high self-esteem, while hubristic pride is related to narcissistic traits like entitlement, arrogance, and egotism. Think of authentic pride as the way you feel when you've poured hours into a work presentation that goes really well, and hubristic pride as the bragging by the colleague who barely helped but got equal credit.
And I think where are you headed with this? What is it that you're trying to impart here? What's your concern?
Well, the concern was basically, well, it was in response to what you were talking about with the documentary, I Love You Now Die.
Right.
In terms of what's happening to young minds that are spending so much time on social media, which actually led me to what I do want to talk about today, which is how incredibly sedentary we are, and that new studies have come out saying that we're actually not more active as a whole. We're actually increasing the hours we're spending being sedentary. And could that be because of this self-obsessed, I can't get off the couch because I'm looking at Instagram?
I mentioned in the first hour before you came on the TV show called Extreme Weight Loss. I watched 2 episodes of it this weekend. I did it by design. I wanted to see what was going on. What's featured on that show is physical activity, exercise, the trainer. They do mention nutrition, but I didn't hear one word about what those people should be eating, what they're eating, what eating program they're on. You walk away thinking, or somebody could watch that show and walk away thinking, if I just exercise, I'll get this done. Well, I got some bad news for those people. No, you won't. It's not the exercise that caused all that extreme weight loss. It's not. It's not. And that's where I fault the show. It's misleading. Exercise is not a good predictor for weight loss. It's a necessary condition for weight loss, but it's not sufficient. It's not a sufficient condition. Unto itself, it will not produce a weight loss of 150 pounds, 140 pounds, or 80 pounds that I see performed on this show. That being said, being sedentary contributes to ill health, not just weight gain. Isn't that more the case? Yes?
It is more the case. I from working with obese patients for so many years, it's a combination. It can begin with physical activity because you want people to start somewhere and you don't want to overwhelm them with too many things at one time because compliance then becomes an issue. But if you start with physical activity and then you can hopefully move into tweaking somebody's diet, but we got to start somewhere.
Have you ever watched that show, Extreme Weight Loss?
I have.
And what's your take on it?
Well, in all honesty, knowing that there are so many different health issues, obviously these people have to be checked out thoroughly before they can perform the level of activity that they're performing and doing the things that they're doing because they are so overweight.
Okay. They proved my point in an episode yesterday with the nurse episode. She was going along, losing weight like nobody's business. He was pushing her, and during the trainings, she would break down. She was trying so hard. Your heart goes out to her. She then goes in to be weighed at the doctor's office because she needs to be at a certain weight. They want to do surgery to remove all the excess fat, the tissue from her abdominal area. But she has to be at a certain weight. So the doctor is there, the cameras are there. It's live. At the time, it was recorded, but she ends up being 32 pounds. She gained 32 pounds in 1 month. And they were shocked. And she denied that she had done anything, meaning eat improper foods. So the trainer takes her outside, puts her through a rigorous, breaks her down, wears her down physically, then he gets to her head and then gets her to tell the truth. And she was eating donuts, pizza, going crazy because she succumbed to the stress and gained 32 pounds. That's my point. It's not the exercise that's accounting for all of this weight loss. And that's the message on that show. If you just exercise, you'll lose the weight. They hardly talk about diet and nutrition on that show, Dominique. Hardly.
And it's interesting because really when you're looking at competitive bodybuilders, and not that anyone should adapt their way of eating, but when you think about what they have to do and go through in terms of nutrition and water intake and the lack thereof, in order to prepare for competition, that's when you see, really, if you want the perfect epitome of how important nutrition is, look at that.
Look at that.
Understand that. Look at that. Just really, because that kind of manipulation that's necessary to achieve what they need to achieve. And again, people are like, well, I'm not trying to achieve that. No, I understand you're not trying to achieve that, but that's literally the only way you can, is with that manipulation of nutrition and putting it that important. While their workouts are important, a bodybuilder who's going in for competition will tell you that the nutrition is everything.
It's everything.
To win the competition.
All that I just said about that show, and not talking enough about nutrition, being sedentary is not only a weight gainer, but it's a loss of health variable as well. Ridgecrest Herbal's original Clear Lung supplement has been the #1 selling natural product for lung health since 1998. Clear Lung's formula is and mention this ad to order the right Clear Lungs product for you. That's 1-800-242-4649.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. VDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off VDC's already discounted prices. VDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with VDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate or increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Gargo.
Hey, don't forget you can go on Instagram and follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition. I am telling you, we don't post pictures like that, do we, Doc, on Instagram?
No.
No. You can
I have my shirt on and everything.
You could also go. You could go to our Facebook page at Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook.
Although I could take my shirt off. No.
Let's test it for the likes.
No.
Just kidding.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Nutrition, and don't forget to call in at 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. Even if you have a question for Dominique or Doc, we'll be happy to help you.
Speaking of taking your shirt off.
Oh. Where are we going to take this one?
I was having an issue with my shoulder, and I finally figured, and I had to go to my doctor anyway, and I was at my doctor's office, and we were looking at some labs I had done, and I asked her to take a look at my shoulder, and I figured out what I did. I injured the AC joint in my shoulder, and I figured out what it was trauma. She said, "Did you fall?" And I got snarky with her, and I said, "What's the matter with you?" What do you mean fall? I didn't fall. It turns out I did a particular exercise. So she said, "You need to take off your shirt." So the nurse was in the room, and she was behind me, and I took my shirt off. She said, "Dr. Garko, you're in pretty good shape." I said, "What's the matter with these people?" I said, "What do you think?" You're in pretty good shape. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah.
Because my back she just saw my back, and I'm thinking, well, thank you. I took the compliment, and I was trying to get past "did you fall" comment.
I like the fact that all my shirts are now fitting like dresses.
Well, that's a tent.
I mean, it's
a tent. It's a tent.
I can't get over it. I'm down to a 36 waist. You know what I just want to, if I could pat myself on the back, I would.
Well, you should. And you should have people around you that do that support that. So being sedentary is something that's an affliction I don't have, although I have to work at it like everybody else. 1 in 3 children are physically active every day. That's it. Only 1 in 3. Less than 5% of adults participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day. Only 1 in 3 adults receive the recommended amount of physical activity each week. Only 35 to 44% of adults 75 years of age or older are physically active. 28 to 34% of adults age 65 to 74 are physically active. That's it. More than 80% of adults, listen to this, more than 80% of adults do not meet the guidelines for both aerobic and muscle strengthening activities, and more than 80% of adolescents do not do enough aerobic physical activity to meet their guidelines for youth. Those are some of the dreadful statistics from Health and Human Services. My guest is Dominique Ostrander. I'm glad she wants to talk about this. I haven't talked about it in a long time. Physical activity versus being sedentary. Dominique, welcome back.
Thank you. So the 2008 guidance recommended that adults participate in at least 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity or 75 minutes of high intensity aerobic activity on 2 or more days of the week, as well as muscle strengthening activities of at least moderate intensity. So after the after the National Health and Nutrition Examination Surveys, and this goes from 2007 until 2016, so they examined 27,343 participants, and the researchers found that adherence to the aerobic activity recommendations was 63.2% in 2007-2008, 65.2% in 2015 and 16, and but it was interesting. So the time spent on sedentary behavior, however, increased significantly from a weighted mean of 5.7 hours a day to 6.4 hours per day over the same period. And the increase was consistent across subgroups, but highest among people with a college education or above.
Yeah, because they think they're too smart to exercise.
Well, it's interesting because we've made, so this is what and this is you think about, well, maybe they're financially able to have the robotic types of cleaning. They don't have to go to the grocery store anymore. They can have groceries delivered. There's all kinds of things.
Or they have jobs, Dominique, that require them not to move. Being at a desk, being a white collar job, compared to blue collar workers who are outside having to work, move around, do all the things that other people don't want to do. You know what I mean? Construction workers.
Absolutely. But like when you go to the gym, and we see each other frequent enough in the gym, I tend to think, even though I know better, that this is a depiction of the rest of society.
It's not.
It's not. It is not. It is like a small, tiny handful of people in comparison to the rest. Everybody I see in the gym, I'm like, oh, well, then everybody, the rest of the millions of people are just not here at this moment. But it's not that way at all. And it's scary because I literally look around and I see more and more young people. They do not do any physical activity.
Children now spend more than 7.5 hours a day in front of a screen, TV, video, computer, phone. This is not me making up stuff. This is Health and Human Services. As much as being physically active by itself, unto itself, is not a great predictor for weight loss, being physically active should not just be done to lose weight. Being physically active is yes. Lest we miss the point. We'll be back with Dominique Ostrander.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol. Completely natural and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregonol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Win your way to our 2019 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000 to spend while you're in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
More than 30 of the biggest music superstars, handpicked by iHeartRadio. Hosted by Ryan Seacrest.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff says he won't tolerate those trying to instill fear in the wake of the weekend mass shootings. Chad Cronister says copycats are similar to terrorists. Deputies arrested a Valrico man who allegedly threatened to shoot up a Walmart in Gibsonton. SpaceX conducted a successful test fire this weekend and is all set for a launch tomorrow of a communications satellite. If the Air Force approves, SpaceX will have a 90-minute window starting at 6:52 p.m. Stores were busy this weekend as shoppers took advantage of the sales tax holiday on back-to-school supplies.
So because it's spent out over 5 days, retailers have the opportunity to manage their workforce and manage their inventory a little better.
James Miller with the Florida Retail Federation says shoppers are expected to save almost $50 million during the holiday. With Florida's news, I'm Chris Trankman.
Northbound on 275 from Kennedy into West Shore, and westbound I-4 is heavy from 22nd Street to 275. Have a wreck in the left lane westbound on Brandon Boulevard at Kings Avenue, and an accident blocks westbound Centralia Road at Sunshine Grove Road in Brooksville. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Erie Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Ashley Home Store.
Ashley Home Store's summer sale starts right now. Hurry in and shop sofas starting at just $2.99 and 5-piece dining sets at just $3.69. Plus, check out our home store specials on outdoor furniture or get no interest for 72 months. Ashley Home Store, this is home.
Message and data rates may apply. Please do not text and drive. See purple.com for terms and conditions.
And now for an important announcement. Do you, or does someone you know, sweat the bed? Do you ever wake up feeling like you've been sleeping on a slip and slide? Sweating the bed is a serious but a common problem that affects your sleep, health, and happiness. Plus, it's just plain gross. But it's not you. It's your mattress. Fortunately, there is a cure. It's called Purple. Purple is the only mattress with a scientifically engineered smart comfort grid. This patented technology is designed to let air flow freely so you sleep cool. Side effects of sleeping on Purple include sleeping better, feeling better, and, well, honestly, smelling better. Try the Purple mattress risk-free for 100 nights and never sweat the bed again. And for a limited time, pick a free Purple product with your mattress purchase by texting ENJOY to 84888. The coolest sleep of your life and a free Purple product by texting ENJOY to 84888. That's ENJOY to 84888.
From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick, theinjurylawyers.com, serving your community, Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay area forecast. Showers and thunderstorms moving inland through the afternoon. Partly cloudy where it's not raining, high 90. Partly cloudy tonight, low 79. 40% rain chance Tuesday, high 90. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock with Norton.
If the recent data breach has exposed your personal info, don't wait for your ID to potentially be stolen. Get help now. LifeLock with Norton helps protect your identity and devices. Join at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10% on your first year.
Mark Levin here. The 2020 campaign is underway. On one side, President Trump and freedom. Democrats regurgitating talking points from the old Soviet Union Constitution. Socialism 2.0. Now, if you live in the Tampa Bay area, the I-4 corridor, you're at the center of it all. Fortunately, you have me to kick away the sandcastles of sophistry built by the unfree press. The Mark Levin Show here on 1250 WHNZ. Weeknights 7 to 10, and tell your friends.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. We now do this every day at this time, a little earlier than we used to. Give you a chance to participate and not have to squeeze it in. Here's the question. What % of adults do not meet the guidelines both for aerobic and muscle strengthening activities? What % of adults, in other words, translation, they're sedentary? Okay? What %? 8%? 18%? 58%? Or 80%? What % of adults do not meet the guidelines for both aerobic and muscle strengthening activities? 8%, 18%, 58%, or 80%? Made it a little bit more complicated today. We'll see if you can sort through that. Here's the number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Dominique, so the statistics are pretty robust about people being sedentary. I've often contended that one of the variables that contributes to people not having a lot of ambition to move and to engage in physical activity, never mind just go to the gym and work out or do things, is they don't have enough energy. Literally they can't take the trip because they don't have the fuel. What's your take on that? And do you have any? Is there anything from Jarrow that could help with that?
I definitely agree with you, and I hear that so much, and that's something that I always heard. Excuse me, when I was working with patients. But I think that if we're looking for a thermogenic energy like a Red Bull or something like that, Jarrow Formulas doesn't make anything like that. We don't. We're not in that area. But Jarrow Formulas does make many supplements for cellular energy and to increase cellular energy, which is really what you want. So you want to basically get to the heart of the matter versus dealing with symptoms. Like a Red Bull basically deals with a symptom but not the cause. And a lot of people actually have issues with ATP production. For example, those people with chronic fatigue will have a problem producing ATP. And so that actually will make them feel far more lethargic and a lot more fatigue. But if they could increase their ATP production within their cells, would actually have more cellular energy. So what my first go-to is recommending something which I know you're familiar with, is ribose. Mm-hmm. So I think ribose is a great addition for anybody that's really suffering from a lack of energy, sort of feeling lethargic and a lot of fatigue. Ribose is one of those supplements that it's easy to take, it's pleasant to take, it's nothing that you would have trouble complying with. And ribose actually improves endurance and recovery. So if you are adapting an exercise program, you will help with recovery as well. D-ribose is basically a simple sugar, but doesn't raise blood sugar, actually. So it can be used to produce glucose and glycogen, and it offers the energy of sugars, but it does not increase blood sugar levels. So I definitely recommend ribose. You can add it to your water bottles and sip it throughout the day. You can take it in one full dose. I know you took ribose, before and after your workouts?
I take it before my workouts. I put it in with I mix certain compounds together. And ribose, I've used Jarrow Formulas ribose for a long time. I use creatine, ribose, and other compounds, and they get mixed in together in a drink that I make. It helps a lot. It does. You notice a difference. You do get a boost because it's making ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy currency of the body. And let me just tell you, fatigue. How do I want to put this? Demotivates people. Fatigue does not. It makes people become. It contributes to being sedentary. Oftentimes, people just are burned out. They want to go to the gym. They want to go for the walk. They just don't. They can't muster the energy. It's easy to sit there and say, well, you're just lazy and you don't want to do it and you have no willpower. Oftentimes sometimes that may be true. I just don't think that people feel that. I think oftentimes they're just nutritionally deficient. They don't have the energy to do it. I'm not trying to get them. I'm not trying to give them an excuse. I'm just saying that if you felt amped enough, you might go and do something. Yeah.
Absolutely. And ribose is definitely one of my choices. It's been around a long time. It's not a new supplement, actually. So research has been done as far back as the early 70s on ribose as far as its benefits for heart and circulation, and more recently for energy metabolism and skeletal muscle. Jarrow Formulas Ribose Muscle Edge is made by, which is a question we always get, made by microbial fermentation, and it's also protected by 4 U.S. patents.
Yeah, I use it 5 days a week. It's the container is you come to my house right now, you will find it in the pantry with the other. What do you think of creatine?
I like creatine. I don't think it's for everyone. I like creatine.
You guys make creatine, don't you?
We do. We do make a creatine, and again, it's one of those. It's funny because creatine has had its how do I say, its heyday, I suppose you could say. I don't know how to say it.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, creatine was the end-all. It was like the holy grail of bodybuilders and whatnot.
That's right, exactly. Exactly. And, again, I think it has its place. I don't know if I would recommend creatine for energy more than I would. If somebody said to me, I'm working out, but I don't feel very strong in my workouts, I would recommend creatine. I don't know if I would recommend it for energy to get them moving.
Do you have any supplements that are metabolic? Can I put this? Any supplements that would sort of encourage, give people more energy other than the ribose? Here's where I'm headed with this. What about a good multiple vitamin and mineral? Wouldn't that contribute to a more balanced metabolic state in the body? Wouldn't you be more nutritionally prepared if you took a multiple, since one's diet may be deficient in certain micronutrients? Or am I going too far here?
Well, okay, so what I immediately thought of was the nurse that you gave the example of on the Extreme Weight Loss show. And what would that have done, eating donuts and ice cream and everything else? The multivitamin, while it can serve to balance, it can't perform miracles.
All right, we'll be back.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book, Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Have you experienced the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Have you been putting off a cleanse? They can be harsh and leave you chained to the toilet, making for an overall unpleasant experience. Rethink your cleanse with Fluorescence, a daily cleanse that helps safely and gently detoxify your body. Unlike other detoxes that can be hard on the body, Fluorescence supports your body's natural processes, helping it to work more efficiently than it could on its own. The truth is your body is really good at cleansing, but due to the number of toxins we're exposed to, it can use a little daily support. Inspired by traditional Obijue formula, Fluorescence is made with 8 herbs: burdock root, watercress, sheep sorrel herb, slippery elm, rhubarb root, kelp, blessed thistle, and red clover blossom. These herbs work together to support multiple elimination pathways, gently helping your body's detox systems do what they were made to do, only better. Forget harsh extreme cleanses and cleanse happy. Try Fluorescence for gentle daily cleansing that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Find Fluorescence at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace for a good night's rest naturally. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. What percent of adults do not meet the guidelines for physical activity generally? Aerobic activity, muscle strengthening activity. I'll make it easy for you. Is it 8% or 18%? It's not hard to figure out.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
What percent of adults do not meet the guidelines for both aerobic and muscle strengthening activity? 8% or 80%? It's a big number. There's a hint. Dominique, something occurred to me as in terms of stimulating energy or creating energy in people that Jarrow Formulas might have. One, do you have an electrolyte product?
No.
Okay. You do have a greens product.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
Given this carb-phobic society that we now live in, people are not getting enough carbohydrate in their diet, and consequently, they don't have enough energy. The greens product would be a good energy producer, wouldn't it?
I think so. Most people feel better when they take a greens product, especially if their diet is lacking in fruits and vegetables, especially good sources of greens, cruciferous greens. People tend to feel a lot better just having those nutrients. A lot of that has to do with B vitamins, folic acid, additional supplementation of iron, so they feel better.
They feel better because I think they feel better because they have more energy. Electrolytes, what I have in mind here, sodium, potassium, calcium, and so on.
Right.
Do you have
that we have separately.
Right.
Potassium separately, magnesium separately.
Do you have
not all together?
Do you have a multi-mineral?
We do. We have Mineral Balance.
Okay. Mineral Balance, that product for Jarrow would be one that would help with your electrolyte imbalance, will also contribute to a feeling of fatigue, not having enough energy, because electrolytes are creating electricity, for lack of a better way to say it. Sound like electrician. But you need electrolytes. Being dehydrated, for example, will also create a feeling of fatigue and lethargy and no ambition. But being electrolyte deficient also, a good greens product, taking the Jarrow Formulas multi-mineral, which is called?
Mineral Balance.
Would help. Their ribose product. I do think that a multi would help, given if the diet is deficient, not having these necessary vitamins and minerals, the micronutrients that work as coenzymes to do the job that you need in the body, the metabolic, all the different things that need to be done. I think it helps. People say they feel better when they take a multi. I think they feel better because they have more energy, but that's just me. So there's a number of options from Jarrow. What's some of the multi product names?
We have a multi 1 to 3, and we have a kids multi as well. That's not an area that we're I would say huge into. We do offer some.
In terms of multiple vitamins?
In terms of multiples, but we're more, I would say, condition specific.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are some of the options. You have a number of choice. A good greens product, got carbs in there. Mm-hmm. Fruits, vegetables, and other that will help produce ATP. You got a good take their multi-mineral product, do their ribose, take a good multiple vitamin and mineral. Those will all contribute. What about some of these herbs that are stimulating? Do you have some?
Well, ashwagandha, I think, as an adaptogen, because to help moderate stress response. So oftentimes adaptogens, we make a rhodiola as well. So rhodiola, excellent adaptogen as well as ashwagandha. Mm-hmm. So again, what does that mean? It's just helping to moderate the excessive stress response in the body.
Stress requires a lot of energy for the body to mount that response. It consumes a lot of energy. So let's go to John in Osprey. John, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on, man.
Yeah, hi. I'm probably more guilty than anybody sitting here in my ambitious board chair listening to the radio where I should be at the gym, but I'm going to start doing that. I just want to compliment you on what a great service you do to all your listeners. I have learned so much over the years, and will continue to listen. But I just pray a special blessing over you, and your continued healing. And I'm just happy to win.
Well, thank you. What percent of people are physically inactive? It's a big number. 8% or 80%?
At least 80%.
Yeah, it's 80%. That's stunning to me. 8 out of if you go to Disneyland or Disney World, sit there randomly. 8 out of 10 people walk by are not doing anything. They're leading a sedentary life. They're leading, and 7 out of 10 will be either overweight or obese. 4 out of 10 will be obese, sitting on a bench, watching. It's astonishing the state of disarray that we're in, John, as a society. You would think that we were the most healthy when you listen to all the commercials for this and that and whatnot, right?
I know. It's a shame you see these little fat kids. You look at the fat parents, fat kids. It goes hand in hand. It's almost a form of child abuse. Say again?
No, you go ahead, please.
Oh, I was in Sam's Club yesterday, chowing down on some food there, and there's a couple there, and they're just making their child eat. And he's overweight and stuffing pizza in there. I was almost going to say something, but I guess I would have been a little out of line, which is par for the course. But I don't know.
Well, the children...
these kids are going to have thumbs the size of biceps, playing with their stupid games and stuff. And their brains are just turned into mush, unfortunately. But I guess it's a sign of the times.
It's a sign of the times. It is a sign. It's a physical sign. I don't know where we'll go with all of this at some point as a society, as a culture. We certainly do a lot of health talk around this culture and in our country. Talk a lot about health, but at the end of the day, so much talk. There seems to be an inverse relationship. The more talk there is, the less healthy we are. It's crazy. Appreciate your compliment. Thank you. I'm humbled by your comment and your compliment. And Dominique, thank you so much for being here today. Your health is your wealth. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical super